It is the battle of the two Chris's in the political ring, in the election ring this year. Chris Hipkins will take over as Prime Minister on Wednesday after Jacinda Ardern announced her resignation, and she's up against this Chris Luxon, who is with us in the studio this morning, leader of the Opposition National Party leader. Morena, good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Good to see you. I think this has probably made your job harder this year. Fair?
Look, actually, I don't think anything's much changed for us. I think the reality is it's the same team. Essentially, you've had an open side flanker just move to number 8 and a bit of a reshuffle because, the reality is Chris Hipkins has been part of, the holy trinity of Jacinda Ardern, Grant Robertson and himself driving this government over the last 5.5 years. And so, for our perspective, it's just carrying on, making sure we're reducing the cost of living crisis, we're raising incomes for all, we're restoring law and order, and we're really making sure we get better health and education outcomes. That's what we're focused on. That's what New Zealanders are focused on.
I know. Do you know what's funny about everything you just said is exactly what the other Chris said on Saturday.
Well, look, he can say whatever they like. And, I mean, first of all, I just do want to acknowledge and congratulate Chris. I did drop him a text to say, well done.
Did he reply?
Yeah, he did.
What did he say?
Well, he just said, appreciate the sentiment. I was just saying, look, it's a great privilege to be able to lead a political party in the country, and I do wish him and Carmel well. But, I mean, from my perspective, he's been a critical part of this government for the last 5.5 years. That's just failed spectacularly to get things done.
He said his number one priority will be the economy. Do you think that Chris Hipkins and Carmel Sepuloni have the chops required to tackle an economic crisis?
Well, again, you can say that, but the reality is, what have they been doing over the last 5.5 years? Because, we're now facing a situation where, we've got rapidly rising interest rates, we've got stubbornly high inflation. You've seen food price inflation at an all-time high this week when the Prime Minister resigned, 32-year high. Business and farmer confidence at the lowest it's been in over 50 years. And so we have some major challenges, and that's what this government hasn't been fixated on. It's been distracted with so many other things.
Which
so now it can come out and
drop.
clear. It can say all that, but we're now 6 months, 10 months away from an election.
Yeah, but voters will give them a chance, won't they? They'll say, all right, you've just got into the job and already you're clearing the decks, you're getting rid of the stuff we don't like, and you're going to focus on the stuff we've been telling you to focus on. Look, so we will get some leeway for that.
That may well be the case, but that doesn't change the fundamental situation.
All right. Do you think he has a mandate to make sweeping changes, or do you see him more as a caretaker Prime Minister at this point? Because we are 9 months from an election. What if it was on stuff that you supported, like resetting immigration settings, for example, like maybe looking at the isolation period for COVID, another thing that small businesses are really talking about at the moment? Does he have a mandate, in your view, to make big changes before the election?
Look, that's ultimately for him to assess. I personally think, he has been such a big part of that government that has really just not delivered. I mean, the economy has gone backwards, healthcare system's falling apart, education's at an all-time low, crime's rapidly rising, the housing crisis hasn't been solved. And so, it's very hard. You can dress it up and put new clothes on it, but the reality is it's the same government with the same people and the same players.
All right.
And so from my perspective, congratulations, wish him well. But the reality is, New Zealanders at this point, and this year, to be honest, Ryan, is going to be incredibly tough for New Zealanders.
Yeah.